Good morning, 8th graders. Welcome to session number 2 for your EOG prep. Our goal today is to work through questions 16 through 30. If you need to work on any questions from the first session, that's okay. And if you also make it past question 30, that's okay too. Remember, the goal of our session is to build test stamina, to ask you to work for a little longer than maybe what you're used to, and first thing in the morning. Begin reviewing concepts to prepare you to show growth on the EOG that's coming up soon. And what we need from you, of course, is your effort, heads up and pencils moving, raising your hand for help or for a check on an answer or two. I'm going to get you started with question number 17. So 17, I feel like would be a good one for us to look at together to help you. And then I'll check in with you in a little bit as well to help you on another question that I chose. All right, question 17. Justin is marking a border for a garden. He walks 200 feet due east, turns and walks 120 feet due south, and then turns again and walks in a straight line back to where he started. To the nearest foot, how far does Justin walk in all? Well, the first thing I did with this one is just drew a direction rose here, compass rose, just to make sure that I was visualizing it correctly. So this is where you might need to do this to review your directions, right? We know north, south, east, and west. So it says that he walks 200 feet due east. So we'll draw a little picture here. So 200 feet east, then 120 feet south. So this way. And then walks in a straight line back to where he started. So you see what they're creating here for you as 8th graders, right? This is a right triangle. Okay, so you guys do a lot with that Pythagorean theorem. This is exactly what it's pulling in. We've got a right triangle, and we've got to use the Pythagorean theorem to get that missing number. So here we go. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Good news is that we are now in the calculator active session, so we can use our calculator to help us. So our legs could be A and B. Remember, those are interchangeable. So let's plug in those numbers. 200 squared plus 120 squared is equal to C squared. Okay, all right, so you can use your calculator as little or as much as you want to, but remember it is there for you as a tool for this part. So 200 times 200 or 200 squared, of course, is 40,000. Watch those zeros. All right, 120 squared. I'll use the squared button since you have that on your calculators too. 14,400 equals C squared. Okay, add those two together, which if you need your calculator is fine, but I can do that just by mental math here. 54400 equals C squared. Okay, now remember the opposite of squaring is finding the square root. So we're going to find the square root of 54,400. Okay, so again, we are approximating here because it says to the nearest foot. So we'll have to round this to about 233. So 233 approximately. Okay, now that's not our final answer. You have to make sure you go back and reread what they want. It says to the nearest foot, how far does Justin walk in all? So we're going to need to add all three sides of our triangle together, right? So make sure that you don't rush and think that you're done too soon. So add all three of those together. All right, 553 is the correct answer for this one. Okay, go and pause the video here and work for about 20 minutes. I'm going to check in with you for another question. I chose number 27. Remember, our goal is to make it to question number 30 today. Okay, take a look at question number 27 with me. This one pulls in some 7th grade angle relationships and some new things as well that you guys should be learning this year too. So let's see if we can figure this one out. Ayumi drew isosceles triangle PQR with measure of angle QPR equal to 36 degrees and angle PQR congruent to angle PRQ. All right, so remember, angles are named with first, middle, and last name, right? So when we say QPR, we're talking about, I'd say the middle name is his most important name, right? Angle P. So that's labeled for us as 36. We've got our other two angles, PQR, angle Q for short, is congruent to angle PRQ. So angle PRQ, angle R for short. So these are congruent, which means, of course, equal to each other. All right, we're looking ultimately for the angle PRS. So PRS would be this one right here. Okay, that's our ultimate goal. We know that inside of a triangle is a total of 180 degrees. So we've got to figure out what each of these are, of course. So total of 180 degrees. Okay, so let's go ahead and take our 180 and take away that angle that we're given. So minus 36. That would be 144 degrees. Okay, so that's both of those angles. So let's divide that by 2 since we only want one of them. And that would be 72 degrees. Of course, you can use your calculator if you need to. So 72 degrees for each of these. 72, 72. Okay, so why is that important? Well, remember that we have on the outside, the exterior angle, we've got a straight line. Remember, straight line you should be thinking of supplementary. So supplementary angles are also 180 degrees, just like inside of a triangle. So basically, what we have is 72 plus our missing angle is equal to 180. So what do we need to do? Just take away that 72 and we'll have our answer, right? So that would be 108. 108 degrees. All right, keep working hard. Remember, your goal is to make it to question number 30. If you don't quite make it there, remember, we're looking for quality. So do a good job on the questions that you can. And if you are ready to work ahead, that is okay too. We're proud of you for your effort. All right, keep working hard.